And of course, straight with this one, all night long. What a mix, love this. Hey Bliss, how are you? Good to see you joining. Hi Kelly. So hi, welcome to 65 Beauty. We've got a slightly different live today. We are mostly, all of us are off on training, which is fantastic. So as you probably know, if you've been watching our lives, we send our nurses and our staff on various different training courses. So they're all off today because it's half term. So one of the problems that we have as a business is that school holidays are a disaster for us because, as you can imagine, moms have got other things to do other than have their faces done. How are you, Bliss? It's good to see you. We had a really interesting week last week, and I hope you guys got involved in the live on Monday with the threads. You can see that I'm now a week in to my threads, and it's looking fantastic. I can't thank Bina enough, really. So if you remember the live, we did my jowls that were here. So if you remember, she sort of stuck up one needle this way and then out, and then another needle down, and then she pulled it all up. And so a week in, you can see how my face looks. It's super slim. I'm really delighted in the results. So if you remember, during that live, we were talking about the differences between the two sorts of threads. So when most people think of threads, they think of PDO threads, which are the ones with a cannula, where they stuff the cannula into the face and then twist it and then pull the thread out and then pull. And of course, what Bina was doing was she was using two needles and a single thread. And the benefit of doing that is you can change the alteration of how you want it to go. So that was really good, exciting stuff. We're going to hopefully do another live tomorrow on Threads in London. So we're just waiting for confirmation from the patient if she's willing to go ahead. Welcome to YouTube. So we're live on YouTube as well. So hi YouTube. If you've got any questions, then drop us a note. This is questions and answers. Yeah, it does, Zara, doesn't it? I'm really pleased with it. I've got to be honest. I mean, I've had threads here before, as you know, and I've had threads here before, but I didn't have the new technique that Bina's done. So the thread literally came up with a single needle into that oval, and then she just pulled. That's amazing. The before and after with the client that we did on Monday will be on the timeline very soon. If you just joined us on YouTube, welcome. We've started a YouTube live channel now, which is a bit different to TikTok. We're also live on TikTok, and TikTok's a bit more interactive. I think if you can ask questions on YouTube, I'm gladly answer them. So this is your chance to ask me anything about anything to do with injectables. So yeah, Zara, and I think I can't wait to see you, because I know we've spoken on the lives before, and it's this area that really suffers. And for me, I can't believe how smaller my face looks down here after the threads. And I'm really pleased to tell you that we've had more men book in, and for me, that is really good news. Typically our customer base has been about 95% women and 5% men, but now men are starting to slightly understand that they have jowls too, and they should oh, thank you, Humani, love you too. They have jowls too, and they should do it. I know. Look, it's incredible, isn't it? Because they talk about I'll talk about my tattoo in a minute. Yeah, so women get it, you know, and women look at their face all the time, and I think for men, they're starting to understand now that actually you've only got one face too, and you have a responsibility to try and make it look as good as you can. We've seen that with sort of skincare as well, haven't we? Right, as far as my tattoo is concerned, I've spoken about this many times, but I will speak about it again because I've never spoke about it on YouTube. So I saw this on somebody in, I think it was Bruges or some place abroad, and I loved it. So I went up to him and I said, "Can I take a picture of that tattoo?" Which he let me do. I should have, I get this, I should have maybe researched what the tattoo was, but I didn't. So I had this picture in my phone for ages, and then went to the tattoo artist and said, "Right, can you put this on my thing?" He never said nothing. He never told me what it was, nor did I. And it was only till we started doing these lives about 2 years ago that someone went, "You know, that's the sign of the Satan, don't you?" Which I didn't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. However, for my defence, this is the sign of the Satan, but it was when he was good. So the story goes, yeah, the mark of the beast, which is so not me, Gretel. So I'm so far from, it is Gretel, isn't it? I am so far from the beast, it's untrue. But for my defence, I did find out that this was when Satan was good. So he fell. Look, I don't know. Why am I telling you this story? God knows. The other thing that, while we're waiting for some questions on injectables. Oh, yes, of course I can, Zara. Yeah. So you pay per area for those particular threads. So it works out at £800 per area. So jowls is one area, jaw is the other area. Obviously, here's an area, cheeks are an area. But if you want more than one area, then you might want to, you may want to take the offer up, which is £2,500 for your whole face. So literally, your whole face is done for £2,500. So I don't understand your question. What, you don't understand what this is? This is we're a medical company, and we normally do procedures on here live. It's just today the nurses are all on training courses, so we have nobody in today because it's half term. So I'm coming on here to do questions and answers. Dawn, it is guaranteed for 2 years. So we guarantee it for 2 years. It can last longer. Super question, Jade. So for those who don't know what Jade's talking about, it's these ones here, these 211s here. There's a couple of solutions. If the lines aren't too bad, then a bit of Botox here will sort that out. If they are really deep, then we could even use filler. Now, we're really proud of the fillers that we use. We use a medical grade filler. Hang on a second. So we use this brand of filler. You only can get hold of this filler if you are a registered medical company and you have UK registered nurses. So this is the one we use. And when it comes to this area, it's really important that you do use a medical grade filler, because you don't want to be sticking much there because of all the danger zones. Hi Bella, welcome to 65Beauty. So this is a medical grade filler that we use, and we could stick that there. Or if it's really bad, then Bina can thread it and pull it back. So for the 11s that sit here, if you really need it pulled back, she can do it. So you've got 3 options. Someone on YouTube has asked what this is. Yeah, we're a UK medical company led by doctors and nurses. We do everything from fillers, Botox, threads. We also treat for stuff that the GP used to do, so we can do things like blood tests and stuff like that. New to all this, hi Rox, were you in the right place? What is threading? Really good question. So let me get an old thread out for you, and then we can talk about what we're talking about today. So these, in this box, what I don't want to do is ruin something for a patient. Yeah, let's get this out here, look. So these are normal threads. So this is what people think threading is about. So if you have a look at those, you see these are normal threads. So what you've got a cannula that sits there. It's like a straight, long metal thing. And what people do when they're threading, let's say they're threading up here, they'll make a hole with a needle, and then I'll push this cannula up here and then take the cannula out, which leaves the thread, and then they lift the thread up. Okay. Hi Sandra from YouTube. Yeah, we've been in the business for 13 years. I've been in medical facilities since I was early 30s. I've got 20 years. Don't say that too loud. My speciality is knees. So for people on YouTube who don't know, this is what I specialise in. Anyway, so this is what they tend to use. They use these threads and they push the cannulas up, then pull the thread down. What we now can do is we can use, because of the nurses that we've got, we can now use this medical thread. So already it looks very different, doesn't it? So if you look at that, that's a traditional thread. This is the medical thread. And then with this one, the nurse has a needle both ends of the thread, and she can basically change the direction of the thread, and it's a single thread. So what you saw her do on Monday, she had a needle come down this way, didn't she, and pop out. So the thread was hanging out here. She then took that same needle, pushed it back up, and then took another needle, brought it up here, and then went down into the face. So it created like a J, and then she pulled it all up, didn't she? And you saw that left-hand side of that face just lift. So threads are all about lifting. Now, everything we do is guaranteed for 2 years. It will last longer than that on some people. Other people, it may not last as long as 2 years. But with the guarantees we do, it just... it doesn't matter because you're going to have it for 2 years. So that's what threads are. What other questions just came in? So that's what I've just done. Another question. Is threading okay with someone with connective tissue disorder? Very good question. So during the consultation, we need to double check how bad that is. It's still possible, but it's a little bit more tricky. So Jada asked, what's best for weight loss, Mounjaro or Ozempic? Now that is a super question. So Ozempic contains a peptide called semaglutide. Semaglutide was the first of the medicines to be discovered that crossed over from diabetes into weight loss, and it works very well. It changes by changing the way the hormone works, GPL1. Now, we used to think GPL1 was only in the tummy. We now know it's in the brain as well. So it changes the GPL1 so that your attitude towards food completely changes, the way you digest food completely changes, the way you go to the toilet completely changes. So basically, it changes the way you view everything. Mounjaro, which is the latest one, changes GPL1 and GPL2. Now, just because it does the second GPL doesn't mean it's better. It's just different. So the other way you can think about this is paracetamol versus ibuprofen. They'll both get rid of your headache or your pain, but they do it very differently. When we take clients through consultation, we will advise you on which one's better. So, for example, Mounjaro, we're now starting to see that people on Mounjaro have issues with blood pressure. So if you've got high blood pressure, you probably don't want to be on Mounjaro. Ozempic has some side effects, so does Mounjaro. So it's a really complicated question, Jada. I think if you book in for a free consultation, you will speak to the doctor or the nurse, or you can speak to me and we'll go through it for you. Dawn's asked, is there any special offers around Christmas or the New Year? Yes, there will be. Sandra on YouTube, so would the old thread be broken down by the body or would you need to remove it? Super question, Sandra. So both PDO threads, which are the old ones, and this new one, which is the surgical one, both will get broken down in about 6 months. If for some reason it doesn't, then we can use radio frequency to break it down. So the answer to that question. Right, back to TikTok. Good morning, Joe. Oh, you're welcome. Is threading expensive? Good question. So you're paying for technique. You're not paying for the product. So this is where some people get it slightly wrong. So with these guys, well, let me answer that question slightly differently. The medical council say that even PDO threads shouldn't be done by non-medical people. Unfortunately, they are, because you can buy this stuff off the internet. If it's done with non-medical people, then you might find it's a bit cheaper. This stuff can only be done by UK registered nurses. You can't even do it if you're a nurse from another country, okay? It's only UK registered nurses or doctors. So you'll pay more for this purely because the person that's doing it. Oh, thanks, Dawn. Whereas with this one, yes, the same person might be doing it, but it will be slightly cheaper. Does that make sense? I don't think I've explained that well. However, we are probably the cheapest place you'll find for medical grade threading. So at the moment we've got a couple of offers on. You can have your whole face done for £1,000 using this, or you can have your whole face done using this technique for £2.5. Unbelievable deal. I mean, you're never going to get it any cheaper than that, especially in central London. Morning, Rose. How are you? You're welcome, Jade. Rose says, can I still have threads if you have laser hair removal? Absolutely. Laser hair removal does not affect threads. The only thing that affects threads is radio frequency. So the only thing you can't do is radio frequency. Oh, thank you, Dawn, for subscribing. You wait till you see your offers that you get. So if you've never subscribed before, by subscribing you get a whole bunch of new content, but you also get discounts off our treatments. So if you are thinking about using our company regularly, then definitely subscribe, because you will be gobsmacked in the discounts you get. You want to go and so hi Melbo, is it? Pleased to meet. I don't think I've spoken to you before. Lovely to meet you. If you want to have Botox, then if you're able to come into our clinic, then you can just book that through our system. We have a link tree in our bio, and you can book it. We've got some special offers on at the moment, so £250 will get you Botox and filler, and it's this filler you get, which is amazing, and that's really good. Or if you aren't coming to us, then all I ask you do is don't look at the quality of the website, don't look at the quality of their Instagram and go, that one will do. Have a good look into the type of company they are. I'd go as far as saying check if they are medically registered. So 65 Medical, 65 Group, 65 Beauty are all registered medical. I would even go as far as saying the person doing it needs to be medical. So if they're a nurse, you could check it on the RCN. Loads of different things you could do. And I wouldn't go for the cheapest. I really wouldn't. Dawn, good question. Will the £1,000 one be as good? Well, they are both guaranteed for 2 years. So the answer to that question, whether you go for this one for 2.5 or this one for 1,000, they're both guaranteed for 2 years. So down to the length of the time these two work, they're identical. So they're the same. The only difference between the two is the nurse has a lot more versatility in how she threads the face. With this, it's all about straight lines. So straight down, straight down, straight down, straight down. With this, she can generate different shapes. So it's less trauma on the face. So for example, let's say you were going away next week and you went, actually, I'll have my full face done. I probably would take you down this route because there's less chance of bruising and swelling. Whereas if you had lots of these put in your face, then that's a different matter. Threading hooded eyes. Diane's asked, would threading eyes help? Absolutely. Mine, I can't believe how hooded my eyes were. So when we first launched Threads, I was the first person to have it, and you'll see the video on my timeline somewhere. And I said to the girls, you're taking these straight out, okay? So we'll do it for the video, but I'm not having them because I envisaged it all meant about having pointy eyebrows, you know? But when I got them in, my vision was so much better. I could see so much. I could, it was unbelievable. And what they did, they put 3 threads in, here and pulled up, and then I went back and had a couple more put here. It's fantastic. Right. Oh, thanks, Joe. Our reviews are, I should hope they're good. Oh, thanks, Melbro. Can I ask the difference between filler and Botox? Of course you can. This channel is it's your channel, so I'm here to answer those questions. So the technical answer between the difference between filler and Botox is filler will fill holes. Botox will relax muscle. So depending on what you're trying to achieve, you could achieve the same result with both, but they actually work very differently. So when we Botox somebody, what we're doing, we're relaxing that muscle. So if you think about, I've got so much Botox in me, I can't move, but let's assume that you frown like that. So I have to push it down. So you see them lines that I've made, I'm just going to YouTube so they can see it. You see those lines there? I'm only making them because I'm doing that. It's the opposite of going to the gym and building biceps. So if you stop that moving, you can't make those lines, and that's how it works. So Botox is very good at preventing lines, because if you keep it up, so let's say you start Botoxing today and you Botox for 10 years and then stop, your lines will be the same as they were 10 years ago. Does that make sense? Because you can't make any more. And on that question, that's why you should never miss your top up, and you should never miss the next one 12 weeks later, because you want to keep that going, otherwise you'll generate new lines. Whereas filler will fill the hole. We could actually take filler and line it into the face if we want to. So when it comes to lines down here, for example, if you were on the live yesterday, the patient yesterday had really long lines coming down here, and we could have used filler to fill them this way, or we could have Botoxed them to relax them. I actually used a third technique, which is I used her blood, but you know, that's on to another subject. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, our reviews are all real. I think we've got about 600 or something. Your colleagues think you're brave. Oh, come on, you're in good hands. You've seen enough of our work. Any questions on YouTube? No, Sandra's asked about threads breaking down, but I think I've answered that one. Melbro, did you find the website okay? Noreen, hi, thank you for following. K Keytree, is it? You need your forehead done. Yeah, so forehead typically is ideal for Botox. So again, we place Botox across the forehead and it stops it going out. No, I'm not advertising Botox, Janet. We are talking about the treatments. You're not allowed to advertise Botox. It's illegal. So thank you for trying to catch me out. Now jog on to somebody else. So with Botox, it will physically freeze the muscles here, and it will stop it doing it. So yeah, that's all good. What was the next question? It's my first time seeing you, and I'm very impressed with the Q&A. Yeah, Diane. So what we do on this channel, we do a couple of things. We demonstrate treatments so that you can see treatments being done, and that helps people with their fear. And we do it not because we're trying to get business. Obviously we want you to come to our clinic, but we do it, I'm not being rude, Janet, but it's a ridiculous question to ask me, am I advertising Botox? Because everybody knows that you're not allowed to advertise Botox. It's frustrating, Janet, because we get hounded by trolls all the time when all we're trying to do is help people understand what's going on in clinic. So that's, if I was rude to you, I'm sorry, but I'm sick of some of these trolls having a go at us. So Diane, you were talking about your first time. So yeah, so the reason why we do it for two reasons. One, because we want to show treatment. So if you look at our timeline, you'll see a whole host of treatments live that we've done last week. These Q&As happen 2 or 3 times a week so that we can just talk. I'm not touting for business. I'm not allowed to tout for business. If I'm seen as selling for business, then I get struck off. So, you know, I'm not doing that. Hence why I'm a little bit frustrated with Janet's question. What I am doing is allowing us to have a conversation so that you can make an informed decision. And if that informed decision is with another clinic, then I am happy. We get phone calls every day from clinics across the country saying, do I owe you any money? Because I've had 2 clients turn up and they've had Botox or fillers or whatever. And the answer is no, you don't. It's something that we are doing to give back. We're trying to give back to the community. Right, I'm moving on from that. Zara, what about aftercare? What happens to things go wrong? Super, super, super question, Zara. So there are always complications. One of the things that you need to be careful of with threads is face movement. So for example, if you have it done for hooded eyes, you can't keep doing that. If you do that, there's a good chance you can break the thread. So you need to be really careful with facial expressions. If the worst case scenario is it snaps, so you've had a thread and for whatever reason it snaps, all you have to do is come back. We do a 0 quibble guarantee. So I don't care if it's 3 months down the line and you've done amateur boxing. I just need you to tell me the truth. So if you've had threads done, you've then decided to go into white collar boxing, had the granny knocked out of you and it's broken one of your threads, just tell me the truth and we'll put it back in for you. As far as other aftercare is concerned, you just got to leave it alone. So with me, when I had my threads done 2 weeks ago, if you remember, she came up through here, up, around and down and all the way down, and then she pulled, if you remember. Now, I ride a motorbike, so I was really concerned about me suffering with that, with the motorbike, because if you think about it, the thread came up through here, down and around, and then I was going to go onto a motorbike that does that. But these things are so strong. Look, it's done nothing. So, yeah, nothing at all. Thanks, Nick, I have head tremors. Is this a problem apart from it being embarrassing? Yes, absolutely. Nice one. Is it nice one, Jay? Have you seen a doctor about that? If you haven't, then let me get you in front of one of our doctors that work here, because it would be really important to talk about that. But you definitely need to see your doctor. Do we need forehead models? We have so many requests for models, as you can imagine. Sometimes we need them, sometimes we don't. You're not going to get a massive discount, and people that are on here that have modelled will tell you that. So if you're assuming that you're going to get something massively cheaper, then unfortunately you won't. But you do get support for it. So we'll pay your travel, and we will we'll give you some discount, or we might do a free treatment on you or something like that. But you're not going to receive it at half price, purely because, you know, we're in really expensive premises, because mostly we do the stuff in London. You know, our rent's £2,000 a week. It's just not feasible. I wish it was. So Janet said, where's Janet gone? So hang on a second. Please, can you do my forehead? Of course we can do your forehead. Roxy, is threading painful? Super question. Right, let's have a look at I will get to all these questions, I promise, so please bear with me. So this one is a cannula version. You remember we spoke about that. So they're pushing the cannula up. You will feel pressure, zero pain. The reason why you feel zero pain is because we use local anaesthetic and also numbing cream. Without the local anaesthetic, it would be horrendous. You wouldn't want to do it. Oh, my tea's gone cold. If you do feel pain, we stop and we re-inject. It's no different to going to the dentist. How many times have you been to the dentist? He puts local anaesthetic in and he goes, tell me if it hurts. As soon as it hurts, we stop. Hi Janet, where are you situated? I'm in Glossop. What's Glossop? Is Glossop in Scotland? We have a ton of people, Janet, from Scotland that come down and see us. I've actually got quite a big announcement that I was saving for later, but I might as well talk about it now, mightn't I? We're going to pay for your travel, and I can't wait to launch this. So we have a ton of people. The furthest person, and this is the God's honest truth, it used to be Dubai, because she was a pilot on Dubai Airlines. So she used to fly into Heathrow, get the, well, she still does, get the Elizabeth line from Heathrow into Tottenham Court Road, and then she'd have her treatment and fly home. So that was our furthest, but we actually have a new one now, which is Australia, and he works for Qantas, so he does the same thing. We have a ton of people from Scotland, Wales, Newcastle, Sweden, Amsterdam, all over the place. And up until now, we haven't paid for travel, but we've decided we're going to start doing that. So from the 1st of November, and this was an idea that Joe gave me, to be honest. So I don't know if Joe's still on here, but Joe's coming from Leicester, and I know the work she does. So she isn't, you know, she isn't a director of a big multinational company. She's a normal working person, and she's coming purely because of the trust in us. And I want to make that a bit easier for you now. So I can't do it on Botox. So if you're coming for Botox and you're coming from Scotland, I can't pay your travel, clearly. But if you're spending over £500, we will pay your travel. So there's a few caveats. Obviously, you can't travel down by Uber, but we will book you a reasonable train back and there, and we'll also book a flight if necessary. So I can't say it any further than that. And I was going to leave it for another live, but you sort of took me into a corner. I have one highbrow other than the other, which I can still move, while the other brow is lower. Hi, Grace. So I'm assuming what you're talking about is one eyebrow is low and one is up, like that. And you can move this one, but you can't move this one. So with Botox, if you imagine, it's like tug of war. So with my watch, imagine my watch is your forehead, and this arm is this corrugator, right? So when nurses are, or people are putting Botox in, they need to put the same amount of Botox in the forehead as they do the corrugator, or the nose part here. If they don't, then they're going to push or pull. So if you put too much Botox in this part here, in this arm, and not enough in this arm, then the forehead's going to go up. Does that make sense? If you put too much in this side and not enough in this side, then one's going to go up and one's going to stay down. If you put too much in the forehead and not enough in this arm, your forehead's going to go down, and that's how you get heavy eyebrow. So without actually seeing you properly, Grace, I would imagine the person that's injected you has either put too much in one area or too little in another area. Or, now here's a caveat. We have a lot of patients that turn up with so-called eyebrow problems or eyes closed. We had one patient where her whole eye was closed, where somebody, in theory, had put too much Botox here in this area and not enough in this area. So what happened is this eye just closed. Now, if you're not doctors, nurses, or medically trained, you will assume that could be that case. It could be Botox. But there are other reasons why eyebrows can drop and eyes can drop. And that is osteoporosis and also palsy. So Bell's palsy. And that will drop the eyebrow. So it's really important that the person you're talking to knows your history. So knows when you last had Botox, how much Botox you had, who did it, where they did it, because it might be another medical condition. So putting more Botox in isn't going to help. We've had a few patients like that just recently. Hi, Diane. So you're finding it really informative. Thank you so much. And that's what it's all about. You'll see treatments being done tomorrow. Hi, Diane. So we are based in central London and Brentwood. We're just in the process of opening up a Birmingham clinic, so that's coming soon. Hi, Cyan. Are threads permanent? No, nothing is permanent. Even if you have a facelift, they only last about 4 years. We guarantee it for... Oh, Grace, I think you've just answered your question. We guarantee threads for 2 years. So basically you've got 2 years out of it. So if you've got to remember, if you're doing your whole face for £1,000 of this, or your whole face for 2,000, we'll do your eyebrows as well. We can do up here. So all this is going to be tight. So you won't need anything for 2 years. Grace, did you do microneedling with Botox? Because if you did, Grace, hang on a second, I've lost your question. Good morning, Lisa. Where's your question? Right, so Grace said, I love a bit of tox in my microneedle. So do I. So if you want a really plump, shiny, youthful face, then a little bit of Botox spread across with a microneedle will give you an amazing look. But you've still got to remember where you can and can't put it, because if you get it too deep and it hits the muscle, it's going to work like it's been injected. So with microneedling, you need to be damn sure the person who's holding that microneedle knows the rules, because if you stick it around here, the microneedle, remember there's not much skin between here and the muscle, so it won't take much. 0.5, 0.75 maybe, bang, in the muscle, game over. Hi, nice one, Jay. You're going to look at my website. Thank you so much, and I'm glad you find it interesting. We love doing these lives. Good morning, Lisa. How you doing? Right, Grace says threading will not last, but it's great for short term if you can afford it. I'm 3 months post lift. Right, Grace. So again, I don't know how much you know about our company or our lives. We guarantee all of ours for 2 years. If you are, the problem with you looking at your face is what you tend to do is get used to it. So look, if you look at my face here, I had threads done here 2 weeks ago, but if I concentrate on it, I can see the difference. But if I just quickly look at my face in the mirror, I might go, oh, it's not worked anymore, but it actually has. And that's why taking these pre and post photos are really important. With these threads, they have been actually clinically assessed, and they have been clinically assessed up to 2 years worth of working. So it all depends on the type of thread and who's doing it. Hi, Naz. How much is filler on one side, Nazda, is it? What a great question. We just charge by the box. So if you want the medical grade, which is this one, and please, if you do have filler, have this one, brilliant, then it's £180 for a box for 1 mil. And where we put it, we don't care. We're not one of these companies that go, oh, rhinoplasties £320, lips are £400, jaws are £200. No, what's the point? I don't care where we inject it. So I had a debate at a conference once, and someone said to me, why are you only charging £180 for medical filler on the nose? You know, we charge £380 for it. And I said, well, why do you charge £380 for it? And you know what he said? He said, because it's more dangerous. And I'm like, what? So you want to charge more money because it's more dangerous? I mean, how ridiculous is that? I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life. So if it's more dangerous, A, why are you doing it if you're not sure about your technique? And secondly, why should the client pay more? What? So if they sue you, that you've got some money to pay the law defence? I've never heard so much rubbish in my life. Hi, Leanne. That was me. What was you, darling? Party trick Roger Moore impressed with eyebrows. Jazz, I don't know what that means. Party trick Roger Moore. Oh, you talking about my eyebrows? Well, I've got so much Botox in me and everything else going on. Sometimes my eyebrows look really weird. The reason being is we are also a school. So we are a training academy in London, and it's called 65 Training if you want to have a look at it. And we train nurses and medics, and we also have non-medical courses, but our main one is doctors and nurses. And to pass their exam, they have to do a full face on me. And I'll be honest with you, I'm sick of it now. I need to find another rule. We're going to change our rules, I think. Like a seesaw. Thank you, Leanne. I mean, if I do my laugh lines, how much cost? Please let me know. Oh, right. So, yeah, now. So it's the same thing. You just buy a box of filler. Now, if you buy this one, which is £180 instead of 160 for the non-medical one, then you get a lot more for your money because this goes so far because it's so thick. You can only use this if you're a nurse. So I would always use this one, 180, because the chances are you'll have filler left over and you can use it for other parts of your face, like your lines here, or take it away and bring it back because we can decant it. Grace, love talk, so do I. Coco Jacobs, how many units would you put into a male's crowfeet? Super question. It depends on. So the reason why Coco's asked about male is because male muscles are stronger than female. So when you're Botoxing a male, you need to put more in. We don't actually make that decision until we see the client. So sometimes it might be 20 units, sort of 5, 10, 15, 20, because we come around here. Other times it might be more, other times it might be less. It depends, Coco, on the size of the man, where he is in his journey. I don't believe that one unit fits all. I really don't. I don't know what you think. Tear troughs. Elaney, hi to see you. I think I've seen you before, Elaney. So for those who don't know what tear troughs are, they're here. A few years ago, we used to use filler. And then a doctor in Australia discovered that if you put a filler here, it can go behind the eye and make you blind. So any clinic worth its salt do not put filler here anymore. We have 3 options, or maybe 4. First option is we can use polynucleotide, so things like Lumii Pro. I wouldn't use Lumii, it's a waste of time. Lumii Pro or nuclear fill here, we can do that. Second option, we can use your blood and put it here. Third option, which I really love, we can use these bad boys. These are floating threads, so you would never have seen these before because they haven't come out yet. These are brand new. You can put those in. They need to be done by a nurse only, and that will bring out the skin. We could use your blood, turn it into filler. We could use plasma. We could use PRF. We could even use placenta. There you go. That's about 6 different things we can do. Right, where's my other messages? I'm trying to catch up with you lot. Where are you now? I think I need to put your clock back an hour. Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find some questions. Right, Grace. The penny dropped. Yes, Grace, I think it did. I think what's happened, my love, is you've microneedled here, and that's what's done it for you. Diane, she's had 2 heart attacks 2 years ago. I'm on lots of meds. Would you be suitable for threading? Yes, you would, Diane. We use adrenaline, so with you, we would need to make sure that the dose of adrenaline is okay for your heart attack reasons, but apart from that, there is nothing stopping you. Leanne, hi, pleased to speak to you. If you go to 65training.co.uk, then all our courses are on there. So if you are experienced in the industry, you can have add-on courses at various prices. If you are a complete beginner, or you're a nurse or a doctor, it's £3,000 to come over. And then at the end of the 12 weeks, we will do lots more things with you. So once we've trained you, we basically give you access to our buying. So you can buy all your supplies cheaper than you'll ever get anywhere else because of the sheer amount we buy. You get a website done, you get your socials done, you get to partner with us on the live. So when Bina and I are doing it and someone goes, oh, have you got a clinic in Shropshire? If you've trained through us, we will pass them to you. What else do you get? Oh, and you're guaranteed to get your money back in month 5. So once we've trained you, that's 3 months. For the next 2 months, we'll do work on marketing with you, and we'll guarantee to get all your training fees back. How cool is that? Nice one, Jay. I think you need to put your clock back. Do you know what? You're so right. I didn't even realise that. That's how busy we've been. My God. Are there any age limits for having Botox? If you're having it done cosmetically, there is no age gap, no age limit. If you're having it cosmetically, you've got to be 18. Oh, thanks, Grace. I look good. Thank you. I try hard. Hi, Joe. You switched off. No, I didn't talk about before and after, I don't think. No, I don't think so. Can you use it under the eye? Do you mean... Oh, I think you mean Botox or filler. We can't use filler, Alani, but we can use Botox, yes. Can you react to Botox or filler, or is it unusual? Meaning, would it ever happen? If so, 100%. There are known reactions to Botox and filler. It's very rare. If it's your first time having Botox, that should be a question that's been asked in your consultation. So if it hasn't, then hush on him or her if they've done it in another clinic. And you'll always do half a dose of Botox. Fillers, not so much. It's hydrochloric acid, so there's not much in there. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Alani, hi. Why does... Sorry, Grace asked another question. Hang on a second. I'm always on here. Why does my tox not work on my crow's feet coming from the cheek? So you mean here, Grace? I think two reasons, I think. One, you're not hitting the muscle correctly because maybe you've got a vein near where the person needs to put it. I mean, are you doing this yourself or is someone doing it for you? So you might have a vein there. Again, if you go to an advanced Botox person like us or a nurse, then we can get around that. Or you're not putting enough in. That's the only two reasons. Leanne said she got charged 2,000 for my filler. It only lasted 9 months. Oh my God, Linda, did you? Oh my baby God. Yeah, so this is what I mean. So this is exactly my point. Filler should last anywhere between 6 and 18 months, depending on the grade of filler and where you put it. Whenever we treat with filler, we'll tell you how long it's guaranteed for, and we will put it back in if it's failed. There's no way any of our filler would only last 9 months, and we wouldn't charge you £2,000 for sure. CC, what is plasma? It's the goodness, it's the stem cells and the white blood cells in your blood. Joe, me too. I'm on live Monday. Yes, you are. Joe is coming on Monday. Where can I see options for under eyes? On our website, CC, there's a few there, so you can have a look. If not, then we can do a consultation with you. If you're far away and you want to do the consultation by a FaceTime, we can do that. You just need to book it in. Leanne says, thank you. I'm catching up with these messages. Aren't I doing well? Sorry, I meant that before and after picture of the lady. Oh yeah, I'm going to stick it on, Joe. I'm sticking her on in a minute. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? Grace. I'm not sure what that means, darling. Grace said, yes, doing it in Ireland, they don't have a clue about tox. Yeah, that's probably true, Grace. And I mean, you would actually qualify for our travel. So, you know, should you come over here and we can do more than just Botox on you on that particular day, we'll pay for your flights. And in fact, our clinic in West London is only 3 stops from Heathrow. Bloody marvellous. Oh, I'd love to see you too, Grace. You don't drive me mad, Joe. Don't be silly. Just me. How are you? Have to say, you're such a good thing doing these lives. Make us understand more. Oh, thank you for that. What's the matter, man?
No, it's okay. It's the tea.
Are you making tea? My tea has gone cold. I'm so desperate. Oh, look at you. Sorry, Mandy's setting the fire alarm off. Thank you, just for me. Oh, yay, bubbly. I've seen so many people saying that they refuse to fill the nasal folds and only do, yes. So let's talk about that. So that's a really good question. So, you know, these lines that run down here, these are really common. Mine used to be so thick. If you saw my lines here, I'm just showing on YouTube. If you saw my lines down here before, you'd be gobsmacked how thick they were. The problem is, from this part of the face come all of the veins and arteries and everything else comes up through here, around the nasal fold, up over the nose, along, and then this side comes up this way, and then they go two different directions. They come across the eyebrow and then up and then over the head. And those arteries, they feed eyes, they feed sensation, the cheeks, everything else. If you hit that artery, then there's a chance of going blind. And people that don't understand these arteries shouldn't be putting a needle anywhere, bubbly. And that's probably why people are saying no. If you are medically trained, firstly, you would use a cannula. So that reduces the risk by about 95%. And secondly, you know where the artery is. So you don't go this way in. Because if you went that way in, oh boy, would you hit it. You come superficially under the skin. So we teach that in our training, but yeah. So no, there's no reason why you can't put it there, but that's the reason, bubbly. I hope I've answered your question. What do I think? I just may, even I didn't know that. Oh, wow, okay, that's good. Yes, Leanne, that's why. So there's a massive artery here, and that's why when they talk about, you know, sometimes you hear people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do that because you can go blind if you have your nose done." That's because the arteries come up through here, and then around, and then in, and then up. No, Cat, it's the same price. So I don't care. Like we said, I don't care where we put it. We'll put it anywhere. So yeah, we'll put it there for you. Oh, guess what I'm going to do later on today, just on a different subject. I'm going to do this later on today. Oh, thanks, bubbly. I'm going to do this later on today. Thank you for the roses. They mean everything. I can't wait to do this, but I'm a little bit scared in case I find out, A, I'm adopted, B, I'm not who I think I am, and C, what's the other third bit? Oh, yeah, the traits. It's going to scare me. Hi, Zara. You're a second-year student. Yes, you can. You're more than welcome to come and train with us. You will need to do some things. You'll have to wait until you are qualified, but you'll be able to work, and you can even work for us. We're going to get you work as a student nurse doing this. So yes is the answer. You did that. So how's that? Oh, it was really interesting. I might even do it now, to be honest. I might even do it live on here while we're doing it. The reason why I'm doing it, what is it? It's a DNA ancestry test. So apparently what you do, you take your saliva, stick it in your mouth, send it off, and it tells you if you've got brothers and sisters that you don't know about and what your traits are. So what sort of person you are. Mandy has just made a cup of tea and I can't wait. Oh, I'm just have a sip of this tea. Lily says, "Oh, I've done this." And were they? What did they say? Life for me. What did they say? Did they say you are English? Or because the other reason why I'm doing this is if I can find some European roots, then I want to get my passport back because I hate having a European passport. I don't know about you, but I hate it. So that's another reason why I'm doing this, just in case I find out that I've got a bit of Spanish in me or something. But I can't wait. Imagine if... oh, did they? Your sister did it? Oh, wow. Hi, Molly. I think we're doing them next week. I think it's next week, Molly. It's such a big thing. It's such a big technique that we're doing. I'm going to be telling you about that days before it goes live. So just a couple of things. Keep keep an eye on the thread, because keep an eye on the, what's the word? On the timeline, because I'll post it on there and I'll be mentioning it and I'll have a photo up on the screen. So you found that cat. Oh, I love that. And then you've kept in contact with them. Oh, I love that too. Okay, back to our questions. Let me just sort this audio out. What's the best? Oh, good question. Pebble chin. Oh, that's such a common thing. So typically around here, look, I'm lucky because I've got a beard, but if you actually took this beard off, you'd see my chin's got some pebbles on it as well. Two solutions for you. The first easiest solution, if you're having Botox done in our company, is Botox, because when we Botox the forehead and the crow's feet, we don't really concentrate on 3 areas or 4 areas. We'll do whatever's required. So if you've had Botox with us before, some people get it here. So if you've got a pebble chin, then we put Botox there for you. So that's one option. That will last 12 weeks. The other way to do it, which is a bit more permanent, is threads. So you could get that pulled back and that would tighten that area and that would last 2 years, or filler. So yeah, lots of options. I know it's horrible, isn't it? And it's from doing this. So you must have done that. It's a horrible face, isn't it? That maybe a funny smile. I don't know. Maybe when you had bad teeth or something as a kid, or if you had to used to wear brace or something like that. Maybe to stop showing your teeth. I don't know, but that could be that. You found out you were Scandinavian. Oh, see, that's what I want. Did you find any relatives in Scandinavia? Because you can get the European passport back. Do you know what's going to happen? I don't know if you know this, but from November, you and I, if we go to France or anywhere in Europe, we're going to have our photo taken and fingerprints from next week. And that includes going on the Channel Tunnel and the ferry. So God knows what it's going to be like. Imagine going down to the Channel Tunnel when everyone getting out their car to take their photos and do their fingerprints. It's going to be horrendous. Why did we leave Europe? I do not know. And the ironic thing about this law that's coming in November, guess which member state pushed for it? Yep, it was us. So when everyone starts moaning about having to have their fingerprints taken and have to have their photo taken, it was us that brought the law in. And now we're going to suffer. Life of me and mine. We are in West London, so we are bang between Oxford Street and Tottenham Court Road. So we are about 25 minutes away from Heathrow, 40 minutes away from East London. Dead central really. Oxford Street's a couple of streets, one street down from Oxford Street. Oh great, well yeah, you'll come into London Bridge, I guess, will you? So not far at all. If you wanted to drive, you could drive to Brentwood. So the other clinic is just the other side of the bridge. I don't know whereabouts in the southeast you are, but if you're like Seven Oaks or places like that, you could drive to Brentwood out of the rush hour. Yeah, so yeah, dead easy from London Bridge. I work at both. So Bina and I work at both clinics. So we go, look at that. It's almost like I've been stalking you, life of me and you. I'm not, I promise. We work at both clinics. So I'm in London Monday and Thursdays, as is Bina. And then I'm in Brentwood Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, I love that question. What's the best lightening injections for black skin? Love that question. So again, we have a few options on that now. Firstly, I wouldn't put lightening in your skin, because if you do that, it's probably going to be bleach, which is awful. However, you have 3 solutions. Number 1, glutathione. So we can use glutathione in a drip, and also glutathione as a microneedling. You need 3 glutathiones in you in a drip before you'll see any changes, but then you will see changes straight away, and it will lighten the whole body, not just the face. If you've got patches on your face, then we can use glutathione in that particular area. We also sell the most amazing cream from South Korea. It's on our shop. I think it's about 30 quid or something. I can't remember how much it is, but it's a cream that you keep in the fridge, and it has got vitamin C, glutathione, and thyrochloриc acid. So those are the 3 things that you need in a drip or on a cream to give you that ability to lighten the skin. Or we can use your blood, so we can take your plasma and then we can use that for micro hyperpigmentation, so we can effectively get the skin in one shade. So it depends on what you're trying to do. Oh, life of me and mine, you are not kidding. So everything that we do, most of the stuff we do comes from South Korea. We have access to doctors, nurses, and suppliers in South Korea, and it's just off the wall. So that cream I'm talking about is in South Korea. It's been in South Korea for 50 years or something stupid, and we bring it across. It's fantastic. South Korean skincare is out of this world. Is there parking in Brentwood? Yes. Govri, is it? Can we use plasma blood, the red colour on face? Not really. There's no need to do that, and it's got what's it called? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Red blood cells are quite inflammatory, so you wouldn't want to put the red blood cells on your face. If you're doing PRF, which is slightly different, PRF is a reddy colour, but that's still the goodness, or the good stem cells and the good plasma. Why do you want to put the red on your face? Just out of interest. Right with me. Oh, what a tune. I don't know if you can hear that. Love that song. So we're almost done. We've been on over an hour, which is quite amazing, on questions and answers, and we've had some brilliant question and answers. The next question and answers, I think, will be either tomorrow or Friday. Oh no, fine. I wasn't questioning. I just wondered. No. When you might have seen me rub blood in whilst doing the plasma, that's purely because it's mixed in with plasma. But I wouldn't necessarily take a vial of red blood and rub it in. There's no medical benefit of doing that. So once it's spun, all the goodness is in that top half, and the PRP, which is the orangey colour, the one that looks like the most amazing sunset, is what I'd use. That's the only one I'd use. Will my face gels be better or worse with weight loss? Really good question, Kelly. Probably worse, I'm afraid, because you're going to lose weight here. So at the moment, you've probably got cheeks that are supporting it, and as soon as you lose weight, that's going to come down. I would get them threaded up as quick as possible if I was you. So Quincy Warren saying injection, please. What injection, sweetheart? I've answered your question. It's glutathione you need, and you need it as an IV, really. Or if you are going to do on your face, then you would need to use glutathione, thyrochloриc acid, and vitamin C. Under eye peels, good. Well, do you know what? I'm in two minds about peels generally. I'm not convinced that our skin is designed to have acid on it. I'm really not convinced, and I understand the reasoning behind it, because you clear off all the dead skin and new cells arrive. But you can do that without being so aggressive. So you can microneedle, which will penetrate the skin and it's going to regenerate. You could spot it, so you could just make you know, micro needling under the eye, and then that would really grow. So I would probably do something else, but I think it's up to you. You need to do it really. Life of Me, can you do cat eyes? Yes, we do that. It's a really popular treatment. So they come around here and it comes up like that. It's just amazing. You want all my body? Well, that's what I've said to you, Quincy. If you have a drip with glutathione, thoricolic acid, and vitamin C, it will do all of your body for you. So you need to come and have 3 drips and then 1 a month. You'll see the difference after the 3rd. What should I do to get... I don't know what that word is. Do you mean glowing skin? DM Lee? Do you mean glowing skin? I'm not sure what that other word means, to be honest. Sorry, what's the jowls remedy? Hi, Kelly. There's lots of different remedies. You can fill the jaw, which will fill this area in, and treat it a bit like foundation, so keeps all this weight from coming down. But the best option right now is do what I did, which is a thread. So the nurse used these surgical sutras, and she sewed with one needle this way, it came out of my skin, and then she used another needle and came in this way, and then sewn them together and then pulled them up, and it will last 2 years. So that's what I would do. Morning, Universe 4. I'm not sure if I know you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're all real, I promise. I'm honestly love to have that done. Does it hurt? What's the price? Right, now, Life of Me, I completely forgot what we were talking about. Sorry, there's so many questions. Let me have a quick look what you were talking about. You talking about threads? Yeah. So at the moment, there's a couple of offers on. So if you have these done, which are by far the best, to be honest, it's £800 an area. So jowls would be one area. It's not like one area of the face. So jowls one area, jaw one area, head one area, eyes one area. So £800 a go. Or you can have your whole face done for £2,500. That's one option. Or you can just have your jowls done for 800. Or you can have the other threads, which are the PDO ones, which you've seen these ones. But you'll probably need more of those, and I think it's 350, something like that. I can't remember, but I'd always go for the most you can afford, because they're all guaranteed to last, but it's all about trauma. Quincy, you need to book an appointment. Yes, please. So if you just go on our website, you can book an appointment. We are talking about anything to do with injectables, Universe 4. So anything to do with a needle. So if you've got any questions, then just ask me. Cat eyes, yeah, same thing. Anna, what procedure are you talking about? Cat eyes, which is like this. If you are, it's 350. It's a lovely procedure. How much for this procedure? I think that's what I've answered. Sandy, I'm sure I've worked with you before somewhere. Your face is so familiar. Oh, so so a bit about me. I mean, obviously, if you're interested, I'll tell you. I've ran multiple companies through my life. I've never worked for anyone. The medical side of my career kicked in my 30s, where I was at West Ham, specialising in knees and sports and rehab. I also own an energy company. I still own that, so supplies gas and electricity to. In fact, look, let me tell you the whole story. So, I started an energy company 35 years ago. Me and my business partner, and I still draw a salary and dividends from it. And that's one of the reasons why we can keep our prices so reasonable. Because if I was solely reliant on the income from 65, then obviously we couldn't do it like we do it. So what we tend to do with 65 is just plough the money back into staff training, research development and stuff like that, because and that's why we're so far ahead of the curve, I think. But Sandy, you know, let me know where you've been. It might be you've met me in a conference or something like that, because you see me with a blue scrub on because you see me like this. But you know, only 2 weeks ago I was in an oil conference with all the MPs in a suit, so very different. Dawn, turkey neck done with your is turkey neck. Will I get my turkey, right, sorry, I understand what you're talking about now. So you're saying, will I get turkey neck done with my treatment? It depends on how bad the turkey neck is, Dawn. We might need you to come back, so it will be included in the price, but we might need you to come back. But it depends how bad it is. Paramedic, no. So you will only know me here, Sandy, I would have thought, unless you picked me up when I had a heart attack. Right, now we've got it, Molly May. So, glowing skin. Right, so if you'd have asked me that question 2 years ago, I would have said to you skin boosters or polynucleotide or stuff like that. But now, my honest answer is come and have your own blood done. So, get your blood done. The problem with the plasma treatments is people, for whatever reason, only think about vampire facials and stuff like that, and it isn't that. What we do, we take your blood, we spin it, we get that plasma out, and then from there we do lots of different things with it. We can cook it to make filler, we can cook it to change the molecules, we can create PRF, which is what dentists use to grow bone. And then we can stick it in your face via needles or microneedles, and then by doing whatever we've got to do, we can change the blood, and the results are stunning. We did a live about 2 weeks ago. I think it's on the feed. So we did one half of the face and it was glowing. Then we did the other half. We showed you. We covered that up, and then all you could see was like a doll face. And then 6 minutes later, it was brand new. It was like a filter being put on it, and that was using her blood and microneedling. So, and you can see with my skin, I've had various blood treatments, and you know, I'm glowing for sure. Right, where are we? So that's skin. Thank you, Sandy. You too. My opinion on Gel Pro Hydro. Yeah, I like it. I like it. What's your name? Is it Jimster? Jimster Lulu? Oh, Lulu. Hi, Lulu. Yes, I like it. I think I've even got a box set up on the shelf, to be honest. Yeah, I like it. It's quite pricey. So for what you're getting, there are more cheaper options for you. So depending on what you're trying to achieve, I can answer that question better for you. But as a product, do I like it? Would I use it? Yes, 100%. Would I use it on you? I'm not sure. I just need to see a bit more about what you're trying to achieve. I think the problem is that when you go some places, and this is not slagging my competition off, but they will sell you whatever they have. Does that make sense? So they'll go, oh yeah, we're a Gel Pro house, or we're, you know, it could be very easy for it to say, this is the only one you should use. It's just a brand, you know, it's a brand that we've chosen. But I think sometimes aesthetics clinics get a little bit carried away with it and believe that everything that they've got is the best possible, and it simply isn't true. There's benefits in everything, including just your own blood. So what we like to do is assess each patient by its merit, and if we don't happen to have the thing in, we'll buy it in, you know, because yeah, that's my honest answer. Molly May, you booked in with me. Oh, I can't wait. Where are you coming? You coming into London or Brentwood? What do you want to see, CC? And I'll show you. You look stunning. Oh, thank you, darling. So I mean, let's go through my face, okay? So on my hair, I've had PRP because I was going really bald here. I've lost all this hair. All this hair is new, and the hair behind my head is all new. So I've had PRP on that. I've Last time I had Botox was 5 months ago. So what you're looking at now is you're looking at a forehead without Botox, really. So I've got the odd line here and there, but apart from that, it's all simply okay. I can move, which is quite good, but this is all using blood, which is really good. Under eyes, I've had blood under there. Filler here, I've had filler on my nose. I've had filler here and here. All this is blood. I've had threads here. I've had threads here to lift this part up. So, and then I've had my neck done. So I had all the fat taken off my neck, and then threads pulled up like that to get rid of that. So you can see what that used to look like. Oh, the glowing blood test. Yes, you're talking about glutathione and thyrocholic acid. So if you mix thyrocholic acid, vitamin C and glutathione together, you get this most amazing glow. That's what I was talking about. It's brilliant. We guarantee filler in your nose for 12 months, 21st question. So again, depending on where you go, they'll give you different answers. With all our stuff, we have a no quibble guarantee. If we use this one, then you're guaranteed to get 12 months out of it. It's £180 a mil. You don't need more than a mil for most noses. You can see I've got there, down there. And once it's done, 12 months, or you could even have it threaded now, so the girls can thread and then lift that up. So if you want a pixie nose, they can thread that up, which is really nice. So Nico Nee, do we use numbing cream? Yes, we do. We have a 11% medical only numbing cream, which you can only have if you're doctors and nurses. And we've got local anaesthetic. Sculpture, I absolutely love it, Grace. Problem with Sculpture is you have to wait a few months to see the results. There's a new product that's just come out called Lavar, which has got the benefits of Sculpture in it, which is the PPLs, but it's also got the benefits of Profilo. So when you have that, you get to see the results of the glow, and then you get the benefits of it. I will, Grace, of course I will, and if we can get to 500 quid, we'll pay your flight over, babe. So I'm sure we would do, because if you did maybe Botox at 250, plus maybe if you did your whole face, because I mean, if you were coming from Ireland, you probably could do your whole face, so we could use your blood and do your whole face, and we'll pay your flight over, darling, no problems at all. So don't forget that if you spend over £500 with us, we will pay a portion of your, or all of your fare to get to us. The more you spend, the more we'll pay. So if you have like the threads, so if you're travelling anywhere from the UK to have threads, we'll pay all of your travel. Yeah, of course you can, Diane. You can have lots done. You want me? You can have me. Of course you can. I'm bookable, so you just need to book me on the booking form. So if you go to our website, you can book whoever you want to book. So all the nurses and me are on there. Yeah, if you fly in, oh thanks Grace, I'll be yours. If you fly in from Heathrow, we're only 3 stops from Heathrow, so it's really quick. It's about 45 minutes, to be honest. CC, stop it. You will make me blush. We could turn this into OnlyFans, I suppose, Grace and CC, and do something else. Just a joke. Oh, God, right, I've got a patient outside. I have a patient outside. Let me see. I'm doing a Botox top-up. Let me see. Just hang on 2 seconds. Let me see. I'm driving 210 miles to you. Oh, Dawn, we'll pay your fare then. So don't forget to just give us a receipt for the petrol, darling, and we'll take it. Jennifer, pack it in. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to see if this patient will let me keep it on TikTok. Hang on. Right, so what we're going to do, as long as we share, you lot, I tell you, perhaps we should do an OnlyFans. Imagine an OnlyFans set in a clinic. I'll see if I can get Bina involved and Jolanda, and then that would be it, wouldn't it? 21st Christian Centre, you never share. 21st Christian century Christian, that's a really good question. £800. The reason why is you have to use this one. So it's the more expensive thread, but it's beautiful. And you can effectively pull everything up and get a lovely pixie nose, and it's guaranteed for 2 years. I love that. Right, I'm going to have to go because I've got a patient waiting for her Botox top up. I will be back on live at 3 o'clock ish. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this live. So I'm going to do my ancestor DNA test live so you can see that. And we'll have another conversation about threads and stuff like that because there's no nurses in today. So we might as well have some more questions and answers when more people are on. But it's been lovely. I love you lot so much. Thank you for all of the flowers and the roses and whatever else you send me. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, you get discounts on all your treatments. So it might be worth doing that if you feel like you want to do it. And you also get some extra content as well. Right, I will see you soon. Take care. Oh, come in, Claire. Oh, is she? Did you watch them?
The whole time since he was here,
Yeah.
like every day at work, she's been watching them, and she's messaging me, Paul's live, watch it. So I've told a few friends, and they've been watching it.
Yeah.
But Amy says she's absolutely loving it.
The live.
I just texted her now and said you're doing live. She said, yeah, I know, I'm watching it, and she's in work.
Is that what she said?
She's watching it.
Oh, tell her to say hello to me.
Yeah, well, she won't know it. She doesn't have her real name on there.
No, but tell her.
But I said, do you want me to tell her what your name is? He said no, because she said no, because then I won't ask questions. Because she says she asks questions a lot.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, so that's the
Don't
clue.
tell me
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna. She said because then if you know who she is, she said she won't ask the questions.
No, that's fine.
And she says she likes asking the questions.
Well, it's really interesting because I do we do loads of treatments live, and
I know she's been loving it. She's amazed at everything. It's like really enjoying it.
do you know what? It's so interesting. Just turn that off. That's the live. That's the live on there.